So with the appearance properties of Dran-View, you have the ability to change how things look and the colors, how Dran-View plots it. And it's in the same general area. So again, I can right click or hit properties, or I can just double click on a blank area. And you probably saw this on the screen before. That's this appearance area right here. So if I just expand this, and I'm going to just contract the channels area, or do that here. It's not letting me do it. Oh, okay. So if you look at the appearance area, you can select the channel colors. So if I select channel color, this is the default. You have the ability to change the color of any individual parameter and channel that Dran-View is showing. And you can go up and down this list, see all the things that Dran-View has. So maybe let's say your system or your company has a particular color code for your voltage channels. You can change the color to anything that you wish. So maybe it starts with brown for channel A. So you can do that. If you have a different color for current, you can do it that way. You can change anything uniquely to any color. You can change the style of line that Dran-View is going to plot, from a solid line to all these different dash varieties. You have the ability to make the lines thicker. So you could see I'll go to 3-point over here. So as an example, I've selected voltage channel A. I've made it a very thick line. I'm going to click OK. And you can see the effects on what we plotted. You see it's a very thick line, and I changed the color to brown. So you can simply see what that means and what the differences are. So that's basically the channel colors as well. If I go to plotting, plotting is how Dran-View is going to plot information. So Dran-View is basically, in a very simple form, connecting the dots. It's connecting logged information or sampled information from the instrument. So this basically here, the line drawing tells Dran-View how it's going to do it. Is it going to do it stepwise by going up and down one step? So it's going to go up and over to the next point, or down and over to the next point, as you can see here. Or does it want to be point to point, which basically draws a complete line, left or right or whatever. But it's going to draw a direct line from one point to the next instead of going step up and step over to see how you view. Basically over here, this is going to say whether Dran-View is optimized for speed or for quality. So if you have large data, you might want to select speed, so your plots will happen quicker. If you select quality, your plots will be of a better resolution and a little more appealing to look at. And this over here is the fill mode. You can see when you have a min, max, and average, you have the average in the middle, the max up at the top, and the min at the bottom. There's a fill that goes on there. So if I turn that off, you can see there's no fill between my min, max, and average. If I make it soft, it's kind of a shaded or a gradient area. If I select solid, you can see it's a solid fill in between. So that's what those mean. Then we have the axes. So this gets a little bit complicated, but at its basic form, this is the stacked and the overlaid. And that's also available here by stacked, and you can stack and then you can overlay. But this is basically saying, am I going to stack individual plots? So if I have 2 parameters, are there going to be 2 individual plots? 3 parameters or 4, like you see on the right here? Or am I going to overlay everything on top of each other? So on the right, you can see in the wave shape over here, are these going to be all put on one axis, or am I going to stack these on individual axes based upon the individual parameters? So that's your choice. You have more customization capabilities here that we're not going to really go into. So this is, do I want to auto scale as I go in and provide some padding at the top and the bottom? Most powerfully here, you can change the color of the axes and the font of the axes that you're talking about. So if you click color, you can change the text color. If you select font, you can change the different font of what you see here into any font type, any style, and any size. So in the end, you have the ability to change what you see here on Dran-View, make them larger and make them smaller. Quite frankly, I've made them a little bit larger here on my Dran-View because I do a lot of demonstrations. So markers. Markers, that's that shading tool that I talked about. And that we're talking about this time frame marker. So you have the ability to change the color. And I kind of have that funky orange here. So it defaults to kind of like a blue shading. So basically when you have a text marker and an event marker here, event marker is that vertical line. When it marks an event, it's going to show you that vertically on the screen. And then you have the area marker where you can change the color of the area marker. And again, I mixed them up before. That's that time frame marker that you talk about. And you can have different customization capabilities here. Now this is the Delta tool. This is just changing some specific information. What is the color of the line that it's going to draw for that Delta tool? What's the font that it's going to put up for that Delta tool, both in size and font type and different things. Then we have the legend and the ruler. Okay, this is the legend of your plot. Okay, so we're talking about this area over here is the legend of your plot. So you can change the font and you can change the font type. So really any place that you're looking, X, Y axes, legends, you have the ability to individually include or individually select the font, the size, the boldness, and the color of what you're looking at. The grid, that's these basically X, Y axes over here. So as an example, if you look to the left, if I uncheck these and I click OK, you can see they all disappeared. The X, Y grids disappeared. If I go back, I will re-enable them. Okay, it's that simple. So as you see, I have the ability to have subticks where I can make more kind of fine cross hatches over here as well. And it helps you line up data and get Delta information. Last but not least are the crosshairs. The crosshair is basically, you see this little marker over here. So if I just cancel this and I move my cursor around, you could see that crosshair. Well, I can change the size of that. So I can turn it off completely if I go to here, crosshairs, or I can make it extremely large, or I can make it small. You can see my setting there is small. So when I make it large, it's got an extremely large. You can see how it fills the entire screen. So I have the ability to control that as well. So that's it. We've covered all the areas of the appearance. And again, you have the ability to individually control the color, the line thickness, line weights, solid lines, dash lines, fonts, of everything that you see here in Dran-View. And that can become your template for every file that you open.